Our next type of data summary are the stem and leaf plots. So this is a type of graph that you guys learned last year in 5th grade. So we're just kind of reviewing it and making sure you remember how to pull data off of these graphs so that you can answer all of the questions that you might see for them this year. So the number one thing to remember when we are talking about our stem and leaf plots is to read this key down here. Okay, so in this problem, our key is telling us that stem, line, leaf means 70%. Up here at the top, it also tells us that these represent Spanish grades. So that kind of helps us know what these values should look like. Each of the stems then represents what we call the tens place, and each of the leaves represent the ones place. So this is going to help us figure out how to write the numbers so that we can summarize the data here in a minute. To help us later on, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite them so in a long list of numbers so that we can kind of see what they would look like. So up first, we have these 3 zeros. These zeros all get attached to the 7. So this is 70, 70, 70. Then we have 5 fives. So 75, 75, 75, 75, 75. Then we have these 3 zeros. These zeros go with that 8. So 80, 80, 80. Then 3 more 5s. So 85, 85, 85. 2 zeros there. Those now go with 9. So 90, 90. 95, 95. And the highest score was a 100. Okay, so all these kind of do look pretty good for test grades. So we're going to use this list of data or stem and leaf plot to go ahead and answer the questions to the side. So up first, it asks how many students earned an A. An A is a grade of 90 or better. So right here in our list, we have these scores that show 90 or better. So that means 5 students received an A on this Spanish test. The next question is asking about the data and where the halfway point is. So in order to find the halfway point, we first need to figure out how many students we talked to. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 students that got a 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 students that got an 80. 1, 2, 3, 4 students that got an 90, and 1 student that got a 100. So when we add up these grades here, we can see that 19 students took this test. So if we want to see if half of them scored an 85 or better, we're going to go right here to 85 and count to see if that is half of 19. A reminder, half of 19 is going to be 9.5 students. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 students. So if 8 students scored an 85 or better, that is not half. So no, half of the students did not score an 85 or above. Next question here is asking about the mode. The mode, again, represents the most. So what grade was received the most? To figure this out, I'm actually going to use our long list up at the top because that's a kind of an easier way to see the grades. So up here we had 3 students scoring a 70. We had 5 students scoring a 75, 3 students with an 80, 3 with an 85, 2 with a 90, and 2 with the 95, and then only 1 student getting 100. So the grade that was received the most would be that 75. Let's use our stem and leaf plot a little bit more to kind of answer some more questions. So if I asked you to find the range of this data, okay, a reminder, the range is the biggest minus the smallest. So the highest grade that was received is this 100, and the lowest grade is a 70. So the range is 100 minus 70, or 30 points. It's not too bad. You also could be asked to find the mean and the median of your stem and leaf plot. We're not going to do the mean because that's going to be a lot of adding, but we can pretty quickly do the median. So I'm going to use the list above where we already have them in order and we wrote out all the numbers. And we're going to cross out big, small, small, big, 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 and right there in the middle is a grade of an 80. Okay, so we can find mean, median, mode, and range for any of these types of graphs. This one is going to be the one you see the most because the numbers